What is up, my YouTubers? How are you all doing? And welcome back to X4 Foundations, where today we're going to be creating our gate defense system. We're going to be setting up a ring around the gate, and this is going to be based off some of the things that were on the Egosoft forums, one of which is made by Pref, and I think there was somebody else that made this as well, and I totally forgot your name, so I'm very sorry. So I'm going to let future me do a quick talk over on past me just setting up the very basics of the gate, of our defense, as in, you know, finding its location, to be honest, you know, a good location for it, centering it for the ring, pretty much. So I'm going to let future me do that. When you come back, we shall be starting off the actual ring itself. I'll probably just, you know, do the first ring, as I'm pretty sure the other rings are, you know, attached to it are going to be quite the same. And here we are in Pyramid 2, where there's all these stupid bloody defense platforms which were supposed to have been fixed, but they're not fixed, and we got a load of spam with defense platforms. Anyway, if you like what you see, please remember to smash that like and subscribe button like they owe you money. So let's just get on with it. Okay, so the first bit of business that we had to do was firstly buy a plot. Now you buy the plot a little bit, you know, as close as possible that you can to the gate, and all you do is just extend in the plus X or plus Z, and you should see that you can start to enclose the gate within your plot.
Awaiting orders.
So what you're seeing here is I laid down a cross piece within the build, you know, the build screen, and just as a rough guesstimate where the center of the gate is going to be. So I just put it down, as you can't see the gate in the build view, so I just put down, you know, this cross at a position where I think is going to be close to the gate. And got a constructor, set it to build, and obviously, you know, it isn't in the right place. So once I could, you know, guesstimate how much I need to move my cross section, my little cross connector over, in this case I had to move it about three or four cross, you know, if we are imagining the cross piece to be one box, you know, to be one section of those bridges, then we need to move it about 4 over, which we did back inside the build view. And we can also see how much further up do we have to put our centerpiece, and that was about one of the you know, vertical pieces high. So we keep that, you know, just keep that in mind. Then in build view, I, you know, just removed, so we don't have to build it again and try to find a location. As we're counting from that centerpiece, I just removed one of the sections and put in our new centerpiece, and then obviously I needed to move our centerpiece one up, so it will try to be closer to the center of the jump gate, as you can see there. And I just rebuilt our little cross piece. During this process, I also noticed that I had to extend our plot also by about 2 kilometers more. At the same time, I also wanted to get the rough idea of the size of the gate for our cross piece, so I know sort of like the diameter where our, you know, of our circle, our ring. And obviously save this position in the plan view, and again set it to build. So as you can see, we are rebuilding. So what I did was, obviously I saved, I reloaded with the, you know, and moved our centerpiece, saved that cross section, and also the game as well, and then just reloaded. So every time I needed to move it, I just reloaded, moved it, saved, and then rebuild. each time getting closer to the center of the jump gate. So this is, instead of just going head first and building your ring and all of that swearing, just try to build something that you can refer to and that you can try to easily gauge a measurement. For example, like you need to move 1 or 2 bridges away or up, for example, so you have something to measure with.
Awaiting orders.
Then with a bit of farting around and keep on doing this, you'll get to the point where, well, you can't build it further up or you can't build it further left, so you're gonna have to start to move the whole cross piece, which there lies the problem of gauging how far you are moving. I then also wanted to know how far back or how far in front am I gonna make our ring around the jump gate. Am I gonna put it directly center with it? Am I gonna go more forwards with it? That is something that was totally just up to you, really, that is. So obviously to gauge this distance, we had to set in a number of bridges going right towards the gate, so I know how far back I need to move. But I pretty much guessed that it was about 2 to 3 cross pieces in length. So after nudging it around a bit, trying to really guess, I was probably using the background stars in the plan build view to try to gauge, like, is this half the thickness that I need to move of the width of a vertical column thing. So I was trying to use the stars to just gauge how far I need to move. And slowly but surely, there you go. It's pretty much center there. I believe it was center. And all I had to do was just move it back so I can build it, have my ring going exactly around the ring of the jump gate. So hopefully that explains, a simple way how to find the center of a jump gate so you can build your ring around. Obviously here I had to move it, like I said, that half a thickness or the thickness of a vertical connector to the front. So that was when I had to try to imagine it and just pick a star in the build view. So as you can see here, I'm lining it up. I'm trying to find, a reference point as well, lining things up, trying to find a reference point. Obviously I was covering the stupid cross piece where I had to select from, but you have to find an angle so that you can select your centerpiece, or the piece that is going to be joining everything to it. And I'm there trying to look for a reference point and how far forwards I need to go. So the cursor right there is pretty much how far I need to move our cross piece forwards. So that's pretty much the thickness of that vertical connector. So after obviously a lot of nudging forwards, trying to pick a reference point in that plan, the build plan view, just like there was a particular star that was the same sort of width as the vertical column that I needed. So I lined it up and I just pushed it towards that, and there we go. Then I had this all lined up. So obviously try to use those little stars as reference points in terms of how is in distances, how far to move things forwards. Obviously you have your cross piece here, which you can also obviously have the guide with your jump gate, of course, So that's how I line things up. Anyway, let's get back to past me, which is future me, which is confusing me, and carry on. Alrighty then, so hopefully future me, which is probably now past me, has told you about this and has explained how I got the location, as in where I want to have our ring. And obviously you cannot see absolute poop. Let me just put this on pause. You cannot see poop because there's a stupid bloody moon over there, which is also the same color as this crap, Egosoft. Anyway. So we have our little cross thing. Our little cross thing here is somewhat the, I would say, the size of the gate itself. I'm going to say that the gate is nine cross connections in diameter. Okay, so I'm going to say that it's 9 in diameter, and I'm going to hopefully be using, let me just try if I can show you guys. Over here we have, you know, our little pixelated circles. So this is us, this is our gate at size 9. I want only one block as a centerpiece. I don't want to have 4 to create a center. And 11, I'm thinking alright, Facebook distractions aside, I'm thinking 11 is probably just going to be on the edge. I don't know, really. 11, I was thinking of doing a 13. So what we're going to do is we're going to just add, so currently we're at 9, right? So we're at 9, so we're just going to make this here. We're going to make our little cross piece longer and see how that's going to line up. So that means that this has to be 6 bits long. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is going to be a circle. I'll pop you down now. Can you cooperate? Jesus Christ, the zoom. And we'll pop that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a constructor build this. And once it's built, I'm going to bring you guys back and we can see, you know, how far, you know, well, in terms of size, if it's going to be a correct size or not. Okay, so once you have your cross piece set up, if you are doing it like I am, so our cross piece first, it was 9 blocks, I'm going to say blocks, 9 cross pieces long, so it was pretty much up to here. So we got, you know, as in a diameter, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right to the inner edge of the jump gate.
Awaiting orders.
So obviously, you know, if we were going to build, I don't in my particular, you know, style or the way I want things, I don't want the clipping with the gate. Now what we could have done is actually not even build or try to have our build in the center of our gate, our ring that we're going to attach,
Awaiting orders.
you know, little branches off with defense platforms or defense bridges.
Awaiting orders.
So our ring is gonna, you know, be right on the outside of this jump gate, and we can go that way. Then we can go behind, because behind, why do I want to go behind is because, as you probably notice, most of the large, well, all of the large vessels, when they want to use the jump gate, they go behind the jump gate and then through, due to, you know, head-on collisions and all that nonsense. So you have your stuff coming in, your large ships coming in will come out from here, and your large ships that want to leave this sector have to go in from the back. So you could always pull out some bits and pieces from here. And again, you don't have to have this right lined up in the center like I have. This is just for me, I don't know, the way my taste, my eye candiness, the OCDs, and I am pretty much in mind to just try to rotate our plot so we can get these perfectly straight, perfectly flush, or whatever, you know, matching perfectly. But that's gonna be that's gonna be pretty damn tedious to do. So that's the way I calculated, you know, our size. I needed to skip this, and I only want 1 block in the middle, not to have 4, and then the gap in between would be the middle. So the other concern is, will our turrets
Awaiting
either hit the other end, or will we have decent range? So
Jump
we
gate.
select the jump
Unknown
gate.
retribution.
I am assuming that that 2 kilometer mark is at the center from where we are to there is 2 kilometers, hopefully. So it's 4 kilometers in total. And if we pop over to our encyclopedia with the equipment and nope, the military, the turrets. If we look at our large ones, let's say the pulse. Let's see how. So we got 4 kilometers on the large pulse. With the plasma, we have 5 kilometers. So we do have, you know, the chance of hitting our own stuff with the pulse, and more so the plasma. With the beam, we have 3. So, you know, that might be a good option to look at. Then if we have, we will also be using mediums. So mediums, then it's on 2 kilometers. Our bolts are on 2. Do we have large bolts? No, we don't have large bolts. Okay. Medium plasma is 3, and medium pulse is 2. So that was one of the other concerns that I had. Okay, so we are here in the designer view, and obviously, you know, I'm going to be explaining everything like this because you can totally see the bloody thing that I'm talking about with that stupid moon in the way. I mean, bloody hell,
Awaiting
man.
orders.
Right. I hate it. I hate it. Right. So we were saying that we were going to do this diameter. Can you guys just stay on pause? Thank you. On your pause. Right. We're going to be doing this at a diameter of 13. So we need to go across by 2. We need to go 1 down. Across by 2. So that is our connector to connect this with this, okay? Then again, this is our connector, and this is the actual, you know, ring on the chart. So that's 2 down. I think we have to go. This is our connector, and then it's 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm gonna remove that. What is okay? So I'm gonna make sure this is attached like this. You attached? Can I see? Yes. Okay. Righty. Now we could copy this section, but I really don't feel like playing around with the silly rotation like so. And we can again remove that. Make sure this is attached to there. And we'll just make sure that everything is lighting up. Excellent. I'm going to remove this one. And this. And that. And what we're going to do is we're going to do copy sequence. Please do not connect to anything. And could you go where my cursor? Look, my cursor is here. Why are you behind me? You know, why are you in the other universe? Get in the box. Go in the box. There we go. You see, it's so cooperative. Right, so we're going to remove that one because we have it in place. We're going to remove this one because we also have it in place. And we're going to select this, and we are not going to do anything there. We're going to select... we're going to select... select, holding shift, right mouse, like that. And then just drag it over there, and we should be okay. So when we select it, everything is lighting up all nice. Very good. So we don't need this anymore. Like that. So let us save our progress before something stupid happens. The ring. We shall overwrite because I had another thing previously, but it was a little bit too big. I didn't like it. Right, so our next bit of business is how long or how far should we go? And I'm not going to do the back part today. I'll do that, off camera and set it to build up, another time. Okay, so I had to make a quick cut to go and get us this bridge because I didn't have this bridge. And the reason why I got this bridge and not using this bridge, which is something that you guys can correct me on if I am wrong. So as you can see, this bridge has our turrets facing this way, right? Now, I know that this is set at an angle, and even this is, they're all set at an angle. So I don't know if that actually means that we have a firing arc that our turrets can fire this way as well. Following this line. Can they fire like this? I mean, I'm also assuming that they can fire this way, at least, and hopefully, this way. In comparison with the Argon, our Argon friends, which is going to be like this. So that is the thing that I am worried about, is the firing arc. If we have turrets, can these turrets actually fire down like that? Can they follow this line here? And then obviously we have these little turrets at the top here, which probably will end up getting covered with, as you can see, we have like 1, 2, and 3, which could be used as defense bridges. Down here we will probably use the disc, because if I can select it. So with the disc, we have turrets at the top, turrets at the bottom, and obviously turrets on the side. So if this is the center of the gate, then we have these turrets hopefully can fire this way. Now, as this would be on a corner, as like here, well, there. So this area is clear, so we can use these turrets as well. If obviously where the enemy is at the proper angle, these turrets can be used as well as the front turrets. So that is probably what we're going to be setting up in the corners. Because I don't think that these... I don't know, to be honest. Like I said, then we're back to the whole question of, do we have the arc? Do we have the firing arc so that our turrets can fire down like that? So if you do know the answer to that one, let me know in the box down there. So for our next build, I can say we're going to do it with all the Argon bits and pieces. Okay, so obviously down here, I keep saying obviously, and I'm really hating that. So down here we're going to have our Argon ones, because they for sure can fire upwards. I hope. I hope again. I'm doubting myself so much. Actually, no, we're not even going to be using the defense bridge platforms. No. We're going to... Where did that go? Did that... Yes. No, go away. We are going to be using defense discs. Diskies. We're going to put that there. We're going to edit. So with these, again, it's a shame that the whole grouping is 4 and 4. That is really annoying me. In terms of the medium turrets, I think we're just going to go with pulses and probably bolts. So that is our medium ones sorted out. So pretty much we got pulse and bolts, and underneath, if an enemy flies past from underneath or comes from somewhere else and not through the gate and tries to attack, You know, they will be used. It is increasing our costs quite a lot by installing those ones as well. I mean, so we're going to do it with one defense platform is just going to be either all pulses, it's just going to be all beams like that, which is a shame because I would have really loved to at least put in one large tracking turret, to be honest. I would have really loved that. The plan is in future, like with the whole ship resupply, if it's going to work as I'm thinking it might, perhaps we could have a station where, this could be that station, this defense ring. I mean, it's going to be a place where we would have ships, close by to actually defending. I mean, that's the entrance to our sectors. So obviously we'd be defending that area. We could have our missile manufacturing bits and pieces attached to this. And therefore, have our defensive ships that are defending this one to use this, as a resupply in future. And also we could even add the administrative center. So I was even thinking, before setting it up, like we could have had our defensive our thingy bloody administrative center. We could have made it something like that. And we could have placed another ring over here just for the eye candy. And the gate would be in the middle here. So obviously, this ring would have to go a bit bigger as these would be probably clipping into the gate. This underside here. So our ring would probably have to go a little bit bigger. And, the gate would be in the center here. This section would be to look after the large ships leaving the sector or entering, depending where we're setting it up. And then this ring over here would be defending ships coming into the sector. So that is one idea as well. I mean, I can easily do that in future, but in this sector, in Pious Mist 2, we've already have an admin center looking after things, so there's not much point in doing that. But it would make the whole gate guarding thing, seem or look, I don't know, better, I guess, eye candy and all that stuff. So the next one we're going to be doing is the same thing, except, it's going to be all beams, really, on the large turrets. The next question is, where should we have our dock? Because we might need to have a little dock, and we could try to place it in such a way that if we did have something docked that's turrets, could attract. Because currently our turrets, our defensive turrets on stations, they do not automatically engage the enemy. They have to be, the station has to be fired on, which is kind of sucky. So that is 16. Should we go for a whole 32? A row of, oh my lord, should we? Oh, baby. Oh, sweet jeebus, that is, oh. Yeah, we have to even make this wider. My god. Should we do it like this? Should we have it this long? Should we go over the top and be absolutely and utterly exaggerated? My god, that is 35 million already. I mean, we got a couple of 100 million stashed away in our stations. That is for sure. Should we make it this long? I don't know. So I'm going to place 2 docks down here. Shame we can't rotate these upside down as well. I'm going to copy this whole sequence and I'm going to pop it up here. I'm obviously going to remove those 2 docks as well. And just bring this over to the center. can remove. And how much is that going to cost us? Oh god, that's 70 million already. Okay. So we obviously want, I said it again, god damn it. So we want these ones on the side here. We want you to be like that. Excuse me, can you come over? No, 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 yet. Thank you. But I'm going to try to keep the cost down, and I'm going to try to keep it small but functional, just so I can get it built in one day and not a whole bloody week like it took me on that sodden shipyard, which is, by the way, it's sort of like every 10 minutes every 10 minutes, but on CETA, we are selling a ship either to the Antigones, or we sell two to the Argons. It's pretty much, there's a pattern. It's like one to the Antigones, two to the Argons, and I have sold two destroyers also to the Argons. They were one after each other. Only once did the Antigons buy 3 eclipses in one batch, and that is pretty much every 10 minutes. And obviously I don't have all of the blueprints. I don't have all of the ship blueprints, so obviously the more ship blueprints you have, the more coverage you know of stuff you will have. You know, more ship types to sell. So obviously that will definitely help you. That's another row of 32. Oh my god, that is, yeah. I think again I'm probably overdoing it. I think I'm probably overdoing it. My god, that's 92 million already. Yeah, I think we should actually do it with 16 long for now. I mean, if we do need more, then we will add more. Because I'm just thinking of, you know, how far could currently, as our turrets do not automatically engage, how far would an enemy ship, example a constructor, travel before its turrets might engage something? If it does engage anything. Okay, so I have added our Paranid defense discs just on the corners like that. That has taken us to 100 million. 100 million. I mean, obviously, you can keep on adding. We can add just the normal bridges, perhaps, you know, as a cage, so nothing flies out. But that is something we're going to have to see another time. So, what we're going to do is, as we are cheapskates, well, I am, I'm going to take this down to 30%. So that takes us to 81. Can I go even lower? We'll try it at 20% this time. So obviously I have the monies, really. Alright, so we're gonna stuff in 80 million. We're gonna confirm this. Like I say, we're gonna assign a builder, obviously. Builder. And that is the builder. So unfortunately that is all the time we have on this one. So by the time we come back next time, the little gate defense system shall be up and running. Unfortunately I don't have time to keep the game, you know, going today, and I haven't uploaded anything on X4 in a while, so you know, we're going to be leaving it here on this. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope, you know, you guys, it has raised some questions, you know, or thoughts or ideas, suggestions, anything. Please leave that in the box down there. Any concerns and so on like that, please leave it in the box down there. And any, you know, ideas that you have to actually improve it, like specifically the whole length of the defense discs themselves, or defense, you know, bridges themselves. How long should we have gone? You know, currently we're at 16 in length. So leave that all in the box, in the down there. So for now, my awesome YouTubians, I am going to say take care, and I will catch you all on the next one.